Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This one is a special one for me. It is my first one as an official content creator. So this character is not mine. It was loaned to me by Scopely to make this video, and it will be gone after. I do have Cactus Jack, but I do not have him at 5-star. So I'm gonna call these are the hidden gems, forgotten gems. I'm going to title these Mherex Presents, and I will make a playlist for them. The goal with these for me is going to be to really kind of break down the character, talk about what they're good at, maybe the movesets at the star levels they're good at, how good their trainers are. How many times have you had a faction mate be like, hey, I just pulled this guy. Is he any good? What's his best moveset? Is he a good trainer? Who's he a good trainer on? The goal with these is going to be when someone asks those questions, you can just send them to one of these videos. Cactus Jack I chose him for a very specific reason. I'm a huge Mick Foley mark. If you've listened to my channel much, you know Mick Foley is my all-time favorite wrestler. So I love all things Foley, and I am slightly biased, so keep that in mind. With that being said, Cactus is one of those guys that I feel like is better than people think. And I think the video will show that. Plus, he now has a very good 9K trainer ability. That trainer ability, we'll go in here, is moves that destroy cross break gems will destroy 3 more, and moves that generate will create 2 more. That trainer is Beth Phoenix's, the Glamazon's, pretty much her best trainer when you're running the double green moveset. Then she can create, I think it's 5 and destroy 5, or it's 4 and 5. I think it's 4 and 5, and then if you have Zombie Cena, it's 5 and 5. She's making 5, destroying 5. So that's his best usage as a trainer there. Other ones he could potentially be good on, and I think this would be fun to try, is as a hot tag for Matt Hardy using Jeff and Cactus. Hot tag for Masters of the Universe Ultimate Warrior, same thing, using Jeff and Cactus. And then also regular Ultimate Warrior. If you were going to hot tag him in, have his red loaded, you're going to throw a bunch of those cross break gems out. So I think that's kind of like his best use as a trainer. Those guys, I could have missed someone. I think those are the big cross break guys that came to mind when I was thinking about it. So that's kind of his use as a trainer. I label guys into kind of 3 categories, and these are just categories I made up for myself. Guys are either like really aggressive, highly offensive. Those would be guys like Hulk Hogan, Earthquake, Socko, your Ciampas, your Breezes, most strikers, that kind of stuff. They're just really, really aggressive. They try and get a bunch of damage done really quick. The other type I think of is defensive, and a lot of times people will throw submission guys into defensive, and guys that I think are defensive could potentially have submissions. But when I think of defensive, I kind of think of guys like Dango with big protect gems, Sasha Banks, things like that. Usually they have high move damage, low gem damage, and they can throw at something like protect gems, so you're not taking as much damage. That's kind of what I look at defense guys. Cactus is what I consider a control guy. Usually control guys have a sub. They can recycle the sub pretty easy. Guys like Eddie Guerrero, Acro would be a control guy to me. Wolfpack Sting is a big control guy. So guys like that. I think Cactus falls into that category. Typically, control guys, it's very hard for them to lose, because once they get control of the match, they don't typically lose it. I like those kind of guys. They can be a little bit slow sometimes, so not everyone likes them. when I'm talking about these guys and showing a lot of these videos, I try to keep in mind not everyone has an amazing top tier guy. And maybe if you do, you only have one. So Cactus is not a guy I would take as my first 5-star trickster. On my particular roster, he probably wouldn't be my second 5-star trickster. But I could see myself taking him up there eventually. Your roster might be highly different, so maybe it makes sense for you. I kind of feel like he falls into the same kind of tier or category, maybe as Deadman. I haven't played Deadman at 5-star though, so take that with a grain of salt. But I feel like he's kind of in that group. Deadman's another control kind of guy. So that's Trickster Undertaker. So keep that in mind. We're going to get into his builds. I'm going to run 4 different builds. I'm going to run a 4-star build, his MP Steel build, which also can be done at 4-star, and then 2 different 5-star builds. And I will finish with the one that I like the most, which is a 5-star build. I decided not to do one of his 3-star builds because at 3-star he's pretty awful. You would put the submission on him and basically any other 2 moves that you can. He has nothing to generate purples, nothing to recycle, so he's very not good at 3-star. So you're going to have trouble winning matches at 3-star. I would probably just run him Woods and Zombie Brock and hope to get to that sub and hope for the best. 3-star, he's really not very good. At 4-star, you can start to do some things with him. So that's why I'm not featuring a 3-star build with him, because it really isn't worth anyone's time to watch. So he's going to be rough at 3-star, so you won't have much fun with it. So I think with that being said, we can get into his builds. Again, I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to doing these videos. And I'm definitely really happy for the opportunity to get a chance to do these. So hopefully you guys like them. I'm going to be really interested in you guys' feedback, what you think, maybe things I didn't do that you would have liked to seen, because I plan on doing quite a few of these videos. This is one of the things I really like about the game, and I find it to be a lot of fun. So we're going to go on the road and face Vader a lot. The reason for facing Vader is he is not strapped. Just like the Cactus that I'm using is not strapped. So when you look at Vader, he doesn't have straps, just trainers. So it's a pretty good measuring stick. We do not have a class advantage against Vader, so it's pretty even. He's kind of he can do some big damage. He can be fairly aggressive. So, you know, I think he's a decent measuring stick. You can see I don't have a strap. So the moves we're going to use for this one is we're going to use the Bear Hug, and this is a 4-star build. We're going to use the Samoan Drop and the Running Hip Press. Bear Hug's a sub. You're going to throw random gems out, and when it's over, they turn into cross break gems. Running Hip Press destroys 7 cross break gems, and then the Samoan Drop makes a bunch of random gems into purple, 6. So this moveset is okay. It's better than you might think. The bad thing is the cost of the blue that destroys the cross break gems. It's 12. If that was lower, like an 8, a 9, maybe even a 10, it would be much easier. 12 is really high. So it's kind of hard to get to that, and that's kind of what holds him back a little bit at 4-star. At 5-star, my favorite moveset, I quit using that move, and it worked pretty well. For the entourage for this one, we're using Lawler to start with 4 more MP. Daniel Bryan, because he's making more purple gems for us. Zombie Charlotte at 9k, and a lot of you are probably like, what the heck, why are you using Zombie Charlotte? It's for the bottom part of the tooltip here. The top part has to be on a powerhouse, the bottom part does not. So there's a 25% increased chance for purple gems on the initial gem board. Chance for more purples when we start. It makes sense. I love these kind of coaches. Andrade also is purple. They're one of my favorite coaches, actually. And then I'm going to use Nikki Bella for more sub damage. If you don't have Bella, it's no big deal. She does add more sub damage. So I think roughly without it, it's at, I want to say like, here, we'll just take it off so I can show you. Without her, it's still a 10k a turn, so it is 30,000 more damage, but so not a huge amount at 5-star, but it is something. If you didn't have Bella, there's a bunch of different options you could run. You could run like, and this will be true through most of the preview, you could run Trickster Andre for blue matches. You could run HBK Sean. So there's a lot of different coach options you could use. In a case like this where you're against Vader, you could put Masters of the Universe Cena to reduce red gem damage, just maybe take a little bit less damage. So you can get creative with your coaches. There's a lot of different things you could do. For the purpose of this one, though, we're just going to roll with this. And let's get in here against Vader. I played quite a few matches testing stuff before I started filming. Kind of narrowed down the movesets that I liked and what I thought would be interesting to show. And a lot of them played a lot better than I anticipated. So I do have tour perks. So I have +2 starting MP. So this would be similar to Feud. So the random generate move is going to be ready turn 1 if you have that +2. It'll also be ready turn 1 in like a Feud. So Brian's going to give us a really good shot at making some connections here. And now with this purple match, next turn sub's ready to go. And this is why I call Cactus a control guy. So we have a couple options here. I could hit the sub now and leave the cross break gems out, but because there's this blue match and he can't do a move next turn, I'm going to take it. So now that big cross break gem move is ready. And this is why I feel like Cactus is maybe a little bit better or a little bit faster than some of those control guys, because he can blow up the whole board afterwards. It is a bit random. The AI is going to break some of them. Also, this is why I don't use Zombie Brock on him. I actually tried that, thinking, okay, his sub's pretty strong. I have Nikki. We'll do some major sub damage. And I threw Zombie Brock on there, but I found I was not having hardly any crossbreak gems left, and it didn't go as well as I hoped because the damage wasn't there. So I could hit this and destroy the 2 crossbreaks. I'm actually gonna try to recycle the sub again. Perfect. And just hit the sub again, and hopefully this time he won't break as many of our submission gems. But this is absolutely why I call it control. Vader's going to have little to no chance of getting a move off this entire match. And once he doesn't break a bunch of these, he's had pretty good luck breaking them, but now we can do some kablooey here. Only 3 of them, so not as big as it could be. And this is why the 4-star moveset isn't quite as good as my favorite 5-star moveset. But that was 130k after the sub too. So you can see Vader's going down pretty dang quick. We recycled the blue, so now we can get back to that sub. So there's very little chance of losing to anyone that's not turn 1. Because almost every time you're going to be ready to go turn 2. And there's a lot of stuff you could do. You don't have to hit the sub here. You could try and reload some of your blues while he's charging. I really don't care. I'll hit the sub. I'm not too worried. In the matches I played, it almost didn't matter what you did. It ended up okay because you're leaving cross breaks after the sub. So any random match that hits the cross break generally tends to go pretty well for you. And again, it's not always there. Like right now, I don't have one for that. Oh, I do, right here. So, and we're fully, we're loaded and ready to go again. And we'll finish him next turn if he kicks out. So that's a really accurate representation of how this build goes. You're not going to lose a lot. So it probably isn't quite as good at 4-star because you're not making as many random submission gems. But it's really solid, and I like it quite a bit actually. But I like control guys in general. And I think that's pretty much how the match went every time. If we were to go, we'll heal and so yeah, 6 health packs used. Very few health packs used on a road hell mode guy. So for the next one, this is going to be the MP steel. We're going to go up against Bruno because he has double blue. He is strapped. He's strapped pretty well when you look at his bonuses. He's got 20% all gem damage, 20% all gem defense. So he's strapped pretty well. To kind of even those odds, we do have the class advantage on him. So that should pretty much take away his gem defense and give us a solid, decent look. So the MP steel build, it changes a little bit, not much, but it does a little bit. Because he can blow up the board a lot with the cross breaks, and you got kind of a lot of options. Some people again might use Zombie Brock here. I want to keep the cross break gems on the board, and I feel like 6 turns is enough to drain their move points. So I went with Slick Rick for more gem damage. Again, you could go with Zombie Brock. There's a lot of other stuff you could do. You could potentially do purple gem damage as well. So you could throw the purple gem damage guys on there. Undisputed Future, Seth Rollins is purple gem damage. Let's take a look. Who else is? So if you have Wendy, she's a dual one, and you could throw Wendy on. If you have Rock, you could do Rock. And then Tough. Also, Shelton is a dual one, so you probably got a purple gem guy. But again, the dual ones are the same as Slick, and Slick works for all gems. I'm going to keep the same coaches. Same thing applies. You could change the coaches up. The moves aren't going to change too much. We're basically just going to drop the running hip press for the 1 MP, Steel 2, Blue MP. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. Again, this one against any double blue, going to be very difficult to lose because you're stealing that blue MP every turn. So the MP steal's ready first turn. It's ready every turn. Again, with tour perks, Bruno's got blue MP to start, so the generate purple gem is ready to go right away. And you may hear my kittens in the background. We foster kittens, and they are kind of wild this morning. So again, the sub will be ready turn 2. Between the sub and the MP steel, barring some kind of crazy 5 match, the AI is never going to get a turn. For the coaches, you could also use Zombie Cena for when you're making cross break 5 matches. He is going to, I think, add 25% damage to each cross break gem. So you could do that too. Ideally, the purple will connect some of these cross breaks, get a little more damage out of it, and sub's ready to go again. If you guys have watched many of the 5-star videos where people are taking guys on the road against strapped guys and stuff, you can see like a lot of times the road guys do a significant amount of damage. If you've done the road tour yourself, a lot of them do a decent amount of damage. So Cactus is highly effective, and we still haven't got to my favorite moveset, so my kitten is absolutely going crazy. Technically, he's not mine. We're just fostering them. Oh, what do I want to break? I'll just go there. Hopefully we connect some of these cross breaks. Should recycle the sub no problem either way by the end of this turn. So again, just every turn, you know, chunks of damage. You're doing the sub, that's doing like 90k. Breaking the cross break gems, a few of them when you're hitting the purple, that's doing like 80 to 100k. So you're just taking off chunks of damage with like literally no chance of losing. It's not super fast, but it is highly effective. Oh, sure. I would rather have saved the purples, but it's not going to matter. And reasons like this are exactly why I call him a control character. You have total control of the board. You tons of options, very unlikely you would ever lose. And there you can see 172k damage off of that match. So he just takes chunks of life off with no risk at all. So it is a little bit slow. So and this turn should come really close to ending it, if not end it. Just depends where those randoms go. Yeah, this turn will end it. So another really easy win. Now we're going to get into the 5-star builds. And this first one is actually the one I thought was going to be the best. It's the one you might have seen some Cactus videos floating around from beta. There's some pretty high damage shots from that video of this next build set. So I was kind of excited to try it. I thought it would end up being his best. It's not my favorite. So that last one, the MP one, we used 12 health packs on a fully strapped 5-star. That's not a bad thing. Now I will use a rare coach on this one in Zombie Cena. Since these are his 5-star builds, I'll use some more rare guys. You could argue Nikki's rare too. But again, Nikki isn't really affecting the other movesets a ton. It is a little bit extra damage, but it's not a load. For this build set, Zombie Cena would be, I would say, fairly important because you're trying to get a bunch of damage on the board. So he's kind of important for this moveset. We're gonna swap out Slick Rick, get Lawler back in. We're going to swap out. There, I can talk. Daniel Bryan for Jeff Hardy. Jeff's making 3 more cross break gems and adding, is it 50%? Yeah, 50% more damage to the cross break gems only. Not all gems. That would be OP'd. And then we're going to swap out Zombie Charlotte for Zombie Cena. He's going to give us another cross break, and cross break gems are going to do 25% more damage. And this will be the first time we see the 5-star move, and that's going to be the double arm DDT. So we're replacing the submission with that. And he's going to make a bunch of cross break gems and then destroy a bunch. Now, as I said earlier, the downside is the move charge is 12 on that destroy. So it can, once it gets going, it's definitely going to recycle because you're blowing the whole board up. So this kind of moveset, he's no longer control, and this would more be an aggressive moveset, but it's not as fast as you would like on an aggressive moveset. Really, kittens? Really? They love boxes. It's okay. I love cats. They're wonderful animals. So we're going to go in with this moveset. Like I said, I thought this was going to be my favorite. It's not. But it is kind of, it's fun when you get it rolling. You're definitely doing a lot of damage, but you'll take some damage on the way there. Again, the 2 MP perk letting us start right away with the randoms. You're only making 6 randoms too. That was the other thing, so it's a little bit harder to get those purple matches. And then you have a choice if you want to go purple. To load the make of the gems, or if you want to go blue to load the destroy. I'd rather make them because even if you throw them out, a lot of times you can get a 3 match that'll blow it up. So I'll go that route. If I had a blue here, I might consider waiting a turn, but I'll just throw these out with 7 of them. There's a very good chance we're gonna get some connections. So we didn't get all of them, so we didn't get a full recycle, but also we got a decent chunk. I think I'm gonna wait for next turn and blow all 7. Oh, trickster dodge. Love it when that goes my way. This is when it's fun. When you get to do some major kablooey. A lot of blue on the board, some purple. We should get pretty close to a full recycle. Yep. And that's going to do a healthy chunk of damage. 275k. So the dodge made it so we didn't take much damage. It typically he'll get a couple moves off, and you'll end up being like a 20 health pack win. So that was a very, very good win because of the dodge. He wasn't able to get much damage in at all. So that's going to be a very low health pack win. That's typically a little better than that plays, but still, it gives you a really good idea how much damage you can do when you blow the whole board up. So yeah, that used 4 health packs. That may end up being the best win all match, or all preview. So the last moveset, and this one's my favorite because it's super consistent. Trainers don't change up too much. Moves change up a little bit. Instead of that running hip press, we're going to put the sub back in. And then we're going to take Jeff off, so we won't make as many cross break gems with the double arm DDT, but we're going to recycle the purples very consistently and get started very consistently. So we're going to swap Brian back in. We're going to make 10 random gems. Zombie Cena lets us make 4 random gems into Crossbreak, and we're leaving a bunch on the board with the sub. So ideally, you're throwing the sub, your blue's reloaded because it's low. Maybe then you throw the randoms out, then you hit the blue, and you can still blow the whole board up that way. And you get started faster this way. So this one is the one I like the most. It was very consistent and more control, and actually faster than you might think, because he's blown up so much of the board. So starting right away, turn 1, because of the +2 MP perk. And both purples are filled. So I'll hit the sub right away so he can't get any moves off. Okay. So we for sure can start doing some stuff here. So I'm also going to throw 4 more random cross breaks out, because there's going to be a very good chance at this point now we'll blow up the whole board. Like so. And that recycles everything. Now, from here on out, you're going to hit the sub, going to throw the randoms, and then you're going to generate 10 purples and essentially random into those and usually blow up the whole board. All right, Vader, calm down. We see you. And when I can kick out easily, I'll try and wipe as many of the AI colors as I can. So Vader, I'll go for green and red when I know I can kick out, and try to eliminate as many of those gem colors as I can. Throw those randoms out. We're going to have a bunch of cross breaks on the board, and if we connect at all, really, we should be able to end this match here. Now I can throw more randoms out. And this will definitely do it. That would have been 233k just off of a 3 match. So you can see Cactus Jack is probably a lot better than you thought. Certainly very useful. By no means top tier. However, I think there's a chance he may be in the same tier as potentially Trickster Undertaker. A little bit different. Trickster Undertaker does have a turn 1 sub, which is kind of nice. It's really nice. Cactus can have his sub turn 1, but it's a little bit random. Almost always it'll be ready turn 2 if you force the pin. So if you don't force the pin, it can be ready turn 1. That's with perks when I'm saying that, by the way. So Cactus Jack, pretty dang good. A lot better than you might think. So that was a health pack win. So those are the builds I like. That's my favorite one. Super consistent. Like I said, I ran a bunch of matches with each of the builds you saw. All of them played pretty well to how they played in practice. The only difference was the other 5-star build. That was the best it played out of all the matches I ran with it. So that looked better than it is. But the rest of them, that's all how they looked. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I'm definitely excited to be doing these kind of character breakdowns on some older guys. I'm going to try to do as many of them as I can because I find them fun and highly enjoyable. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you liked it, if I left something out you'd like to see in future ones. I'm really interested in you guys' opinions because you guys are why I have a channel. So I want to thank everyone for your support. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. And good luck out there, guys. Thanks. Oh, again, I just want to throw out there, I do not get to keep 5-star Cactus Jack. He will be removed from my account, and I'll go back to having my 4-star Cactus Jack. So, appreciate Scopely loaning me this character to do this preview video. So, thanks again, everyone. Have a good day.